If you had a high-end car audio system back in the mid-1990s, you needed cassette, you needed CD changer, and maybe one thing you didn't know that you needed. What about some wood grain finishes? Woodgrain finishes are a true nostalgia factor, shown off by LGR with his computer build with the woodgrain finish as well as the LCD monitor, but we've seen woodgrain finishes before. National Lampoon's Family Vacation and the Family Truckster station wagon, definitely nostalgic. Jeep Wagoneer, but what about the interiors that were all woodgrain, like Lexus and some of the GMs and other brands? And of course, we can't forget home audio. I've always seen a whole lot of woodgrain finishes on speakers. Of course, the home audio rack systems of the 90s were full of woodgrain. Even Sony and their high-end ES line of home audio used woodgrain end panels. Now, car audio companies didn't want to miss out on the bandwagon. Companies like Alpine, Kenwood, and others offered full woodgrain finished head units. And today we have a high-end head unit from Pioneer we're going to show off with the woodgrain finish, as well as a matching CD changer. Let's get to it. Now, how can you not smile seeing the beautiful woodgrain finish on this head unit, as well as a remote control? How cool is that? And of course, we have the 6-disc changer. We'll get to all that shortly. But first off, let's start with the head unit. Back in July 1993, Car Audio and Electronics, in the new product section, we see the Pioneer KEH M8500. Slated for release in September, the KEH M8500W version will have the faceplate, the surrounding bezel, and the remote control in a woodgrain finish to match the classiest car interiors. Suggested retail price around $600. Let's find out what they say in the April 1994 Car Audio and Electronics directory. And you can see here at the top, the price is a little bit more, $620 in 1994, which is equivalent to $1,380 in 2026, adjusted for inflation. And if we go ahead and look up the CDX M30, which is the 6-disc changer, $480 in 1994, $1,070 in 2026. So big money, about $2,500 together in today's money. Now, this particular model was not included in the Premier lineup of Pioneer products, but it was the highest end of normal Pioneer that you could get for cassette radios at the time. And back in 1989, Pioneer was the first to release a removable faceplate radio that said it included AM/FM, multiplay, CD controller, and cassette deck, the KEX M800. So they were definitely a pioneer in the industry. And of course, this unit also has a removable faceplate, and I'll show you how it works right here. This particular head unit is in fantastic condition, as you can see. Probably was not used in a vehicle that I can tell, because it definitely was not abused. It would have come with a faceplate case, which I do not have. But anyway, I'll show you how to snap it back on. Very simple. This unit has a lot of features: a full logic cassette deck, 4x30 watts max, also controls a CD changer, presets. It has a lot of features for the time. Dolby B and C noise reduction. So very cool features like that. The Super Tuner 3, of course, for the AM/FM tuner. Now on the back, you'll see the RCA outputs as well as the antenna jack there. And we can see the little harness there plugs into the back. And there's another port on the other side that is for the CD changer. But this comes with a lot of wiring, and although it's not too hard to find the one for the back of the head unit, if you need the one for the CD changer, I found this is extremely difficult to find, because they stopped making these back in the mid-1990s, so not too easy to find it. The one that goes on the back of the head unit is the rounded shape, and the one that goes into the CD player has this square shape, and I'll show it here with the multiple pins on it as well. But luckily, this model came with it with the CD changer, so I was able to get both. And I just disconnected so you can see how these look like. But of course, we'll get them connected up. And we'll give a demo, of course, here shortly. Now, the CDX M30 is a 6-disc CD changer. We'll spin it around here so you can see the back. Of course, we'll get to those features here in a second. We'll go back around to the front so you can see the face. It does have the eject and open button, which serve two purposes, obviously, to open up the flap there to insert the CD cartridge and to eject it out as well. On the back, we can see this one's made in July 1994, so still sold as a 1994 model. And there on the back, you can see the different options for plugging in. On the far left is a power connector. It's a 3-pin, but only has 2 of those pins utilized. And this one came with the radio, so it plugs straight in to give the unit power. And we'll go ahead and plug it in here, show you how that works. Very simple. Also, the CD changer controller, here it is. And again, this is a strange connector. It's very hard to find this one. It took me a while to find one on eBay that actually worked with the unit, but I got it all plugged up, got it all set up. So let's go ahead and fire it up and see how it works.
Hug It with Sarah Cunningham, Viola da Gamba. I'm Emily Rose, and this is As You Like It at your home for great.
Without even reading the manual, it's not very difficult to figure out how this unit works. It has all soft touch buttons, of course, and it has ability to change the display there from amber to green, which some of the other units didn't have at this time. And you can switch the clock on or off, and pretty simple to set the stations. Just tune into whatever station you want, and then you just hold down the button of the preset that you want to set here, which I will do with 89.7 because that's the one I can freely play without copyright. If you haven't seen these CD cartridges before, they're a trip. First off, they say for home and car use, which we're going to show that off here later in the video. But what you'll notice is they have these little flaps here, and it swings out a tray. So what you do is you swing out the tray and you put your CD. In this case, you mount the CD upside down because the laser reads from the top. So we're going to put in several discs here into the CD cartridge, including burned CDs. That's right. By the mid-90s, some units will actually play burned audio CDs. So we'll find out if it works in this particular unit. But we loaded up 4. So let's open the flap here on the front of the CDX M30 by pushing the button, and we'll get it loaded up. Although I'm showing it here on a bench top with the units next to each other, in most instances back in the day, you would have mounted your CD changer in the trunk underneath your seat, somewhere like that, as shown in this Pioneer commercial from the 90s. The changer goes through a cycle here. What it does is it checks all the different slots to check how many discs are available. So it's going to flip through here and find out how many are available. It'll notice 1 through 4. So let's go ahead and try playing one of them. I was super curious, so I went ahead and pressed number 3, which is one of my burned CDs. Can it actually play a burned audio CD? You're finna find out.
Yo, crank it up, man. The bass don't stutter. Yo, crank it up, man. The bass don't stutter. Amp so clean, make the
Spending all the money for this head unit back in 1994, you needed to use a wireless remote even though you're only a foot away from the head unit because you were a baller.
rolling up slow. Hard lock pack, whole block no. We bringing that slap. Yeah. Whoa. Pull up, hatch up, whole frame buzzing. Neighbor 2 blocks over, say something.
And the magician trick of the day is to eject the CD cartridge from your car as you get out of your car. Take it into your house, put it into your Pioneer 6, 12, or 18 disc home CD changer. We have the PD M603 here. Let's let it jam. It works. It plays burn CDs too.
Pull up, hatch up, whole frame buzzing. Neighbor 2 blocks over, say some thumping. Chrome face deck with the green backlight. Tape pop in, let it ride all night. Pioneer glow, that click so clean. Sony on the tweet, let it sing, let it scream. Let it scream. Alpine amp, make the trunk door shake. Rockford heat, make the license plate quake. Kicker in the box, that deep sea rumble. Rear view bounce, street signs tumble.
And surely some of you at the time still use cassettes, which I don't understand because they're very low signal noise ratio. You got to fast forward them all the time. They wear out. But just for you guys, let's load a tape and see how it works. Cassettes can sound good, I'll give that to you, but definitely it's a lot more work to keep a cassette player working right than a CD player, and the sound quality just is no comparison in my opinion. trying all the different functions. If you're like me, you want to see how this tape player works. So we're going to take out a couple screws here and pull off the top of this unit, because they tell you need to clean it every certain number of hours, but they don't really show you how to do it. And I assume that you need to take the top off. Maybe you can reach it through the front of the player, but we're going to take the top off anyway so we can see what entails loading a cassette. Pretty cool looking here. Lots of Japanese-made 1990s goodness here from Pioneer. This is back when things were made extremely high quality. There you can see where the cassette goes in. You can see the mechanism. Let's show it and see how it works. And there you have the Pioneer Dream Combo of the 90s, the CDX M30 6-disc CD changer, as well as the KEH M8500 in the Woodgrain finish, tape cassette player, full logic, all the features, Dolby BC, the wireless remote control with the matching Woodgrain finish to impress all your friends. And this combo would only set you back about $2,500 in today's money. That's right, with no touchscreens, no Bluetooth audio streaming, no GPS, none of those fancy features, because you had all you needed with the bass, the mid-range and the treble adjustments, the dual RCA outputs, and controlling the 6-disc CD changer. Pull your CDs out, take them into your house, continue your jams, have fun. Appreciate you guys always for watching. Make sure you smash me the thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, check links in the video description to other videos. Till next time, this Big D, I'm out of here.
Right. Rolling slow through the lot. Old school whip, fresh wax.